Hey, what's up you guys? This is Iron here. Me and Trish are hiking to a very remote stretch of the coast. This is gonna be a pretty intense trip. We've got a storm rolling in a few hours here, and we are expecting torrential downpour and some super strong winds. I'm actually carrying a wood stove on my back, so hopefully we'll have a nice little sanctuary to hang out in over these next 4 days.
If you like backpacking, subscribe to Iron's channel.
Alright, so we're just breaking out, made it through the forest. Always feels so good out here. So we just made it out onto the beach here. Normally, I like to hike to the other side, but we're expecting a lot of wind to come from the south. And this headland actually blocks a lot of that wind. So I think we're gonna try to find a camp spot on this beach somewhere.
Oh, there's the butt hop. Okay. Okay.
We just made it to our camp spot here. It's like somebody left us a nice little treat there. Super stoked about that. Not my favorite beer, but
Not my least favorite.
yeah, so we're expecting really bad winds, so you know, I'm always worried about widowmakers. This spot looks pretty good. Alright, so we just got our camp all the way set up here. Yeah, pretty stoked. This is a treat for me. I'm used to always being in my smaller backpacking tents, and this thing is a fortress. Shout out to my awesome friend Barefoot Jake, one of the coolest dudes in the entire world. Thank you for letting me borrow your hot tent setup. Super stoked.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake.
Cool friends are priceless. This is the inside here. My beautiful fiance Trish over there. So we're both gonna be sleeping right there. Our little wood stove right there. A good tip, you guys. The ground out here is pretty soft, so instead of using tent stakes, I pounded in about 1 to 2 foot pieces of hard driftwood on all the corners. That will hold way better than any tent stake. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but sometimes, many times, I've been in my tent and you know, it can go from winds of about 5 miles an hour to 30, 40, 50 mile per hour gusts all of a sudden. And then it's pouring down rain and you're in your tent and you're freaking out about how well everything is staked out. So it's always good to yeah, cover your bases before you're in that situation. Alright, so I am going to process all of this wood down, get the wood stove going before winds are picking up, storm's coming in, get that wood stove going before before it's dark. Love you guys.
Oh.
Whew, tough work. The plan is to stack our wood back behind the stove. Most of the wood out here is soaking wet, so hopefully the heat from the wood stove will be able to dry everything out, and we can get a good efficient system going out here. Woo. Rip it. It is freaking pouring down rain outside. Spent a good 4 or 5 hours chilling by the wood stove now and listening to the rain. Or something like that. I don't know. Morning 2. It's been pouring down rain all night, all day. I'm going back in the hot tent. It's cold out here. First thing this morning, we saw a giant eagle land on that branch right there. So that was pretty cool, about 20 feet away from us. Yeah, last night was interesting. I had to wake up every hour or so to tend to the fire. All of the wood out here is just so soaking wet that I really can't let this thing up. I've also had to dig some trenches. We've got one low spot in this back corner. So I had to make sure we didn't get flooded out here. I put my jet boil outside in the middle of the night to see how much rain we get. Yeah, we're getting ready to cook some breakfast here and enjoy the day. It's nice listening to the rain. Very relaxing.
The Coastal Cooking Show with your chef, Trish on the skillet.
Woo, it's coming down out here. Looks like my jet boil's about, I don't know, halfway full there almost. Super stormy out there. We're catching some good 40-mile-per-hour winds, and our shelter is still standing, so super stoked about that. Yeah, it's been just pouring down rain all day still, hasn't let up once. It's been a real treat being in these conditions, sitting next to a wood stove. Yeah, we're nice and warm. And it's been a really good day. It's almost dark now. I'm chilling in a tent and I'm by a fire and I'm stoked. Hey, good morning friends. Just getting up here. It's not raining right now, so I'm super stoked about that. We are just reading a couple books here. Just had some of my greens powder here. Freaking last night, found out there was a potential thunderstorm coming into our area. So I made the really tough call of putting out the fire and dismantling our chimney piece. Yeah, I just didn't want that metal shaft to, conduct any lightning into the hot tent. Trying to get back out here again. Yeah, hiked out to the creek. Refilled our water bag. See, it's got that nice apple juice color to it. Those are tannins in the water. You find that in a lot of the creeks out here on the Olympic coast. Yeah, we're thinking about hiking out now since we've got this little break in the weather here. What's your take on the hot tent experience?
I love the hot tent. It's comfortable.
Yeah. So, in case I didn't mention it earlier, my really good friend Barefoot Jake owns the company that makes this tent and this wood stove. Yeah, his website is Lux Hiking Gear. Yeah, super good guy. I'm not getting paid to do this video or bring this tent out here. He's just a really good friend of mine, and yeah, I asked if I could borrow a setup for this trip, and I'm super happy I did. What's your favorite snack you've had out here so far?
These dried bananas.
Ooh.
I actually only have one I saved for this clip because they're so good. Thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah, shout out to Lindsay and Cans for hooking us up with those homemade dehydrated bananas. Super good. I love dehydrated fruit. Just got my coffee made up. How is it?
Really good.
Got an eagle right there. That's a female eagle, isn't it?
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, it's cool getting to see the eagles out here on the coast. That one's pretty far from us, but we've been having one come about 20 feet away from our tent the last couple days, which has been a real treat to see. All right, so we made the call and we are hiking out. Yeah, I just want to show you guys the inside one more time before we break it down.
Got tons of space. I can stand and walk around in here.
We gathered way too much firewood, but that's okay. We'll leave that for the next person. Yeah, this thing is huge. This is their 4-person teepee. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like the Megahorn or something like that. I think it's their, if you look up their 4-person teepee online, you'll see it. But yeah, killer shelter. We stayed nice and dry. We had this thing in about 40 mile per hour winds. Constant 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with some 40 mile per hour gusts. And yeah, it killed it. Yeah, this little stove is just awesome. I'll show you guys the house. It packs down incredibly small too, so I'll show you guys that once I get it broken down. So we're just cleaning up camp here, pulling out our, yeah, so these are those wood stakes. A lot more solid than an 8-inch tent stake out here in these sandy conditions. I wanted to show you guys something real quick. Even though that was a 4-person shelter, the amount of space that wood stove and shelter takes up after it's broken down is pretty incredible. So this is everything here. This is the whole wood stove here, the chimney, my saw for cutting wood, my pair of gloves to work with this metal material. This is the center pole, and then the tent stakes, and that just goes in the side of my bag. And then I put the whole tent in this stuff sack. That's not an original Lux stuff sack, but this one fits my bag, so I'm using that. That's pretty incredible for a wood stove, 4-person shelter. It's a 4-person shelter if you're not using the wood stove. If you're using the wood stove, it's really a 2-person shelter. That was just that was a cool experience camping in a hot tent. I really enjoyed that, and yeah, might do it again sometime.
If you like backpacking, subscribe to Iron's channel.
Give this video a like if you guys haven't already. That helps me out. That helps other people find this content. Love you guys very much, and I will see you guys in the next trail. Peace.